Hello again, everyone, and welcome in to RedHawk Football Weekly. Miami coming off a big win last night against Kent State. 34-7 the final score. Miami scores 34 unanswered points to defeat the Kent State Golden Flashes, win their fifth in a row, become bowl eligible, and stay in the hunt for the regular season Mid-American Conference Championship with two big games to go. Miami will be hosting the Northern Illinois Huskies Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, a game on ESPN. Joined by head coach Chuck Martin. And Coach, much like last week at Ball State, game didn't start out the best. Turnover, first offensive turnover in 6 games, I think, and a short field that Kent State capitalizes on. But your guys, particularly the defense, didn't allow Kent State to score the rest of the way. And the rest of the first half went your way, probably not as well as you would like it to, but in the second half, there was no doubt both offense, defense, special teams were all working.
Yeah, it's good. Again, like I said, we can't start 2 weeks in a row. We've given the other team a touchdown early. And again, particularly a team like Kent, who didn't come in with a lot of life, then you just give them life. You give them a ton of reason to be confident and excited early. They take advantage of turnover and score. Obviously answering with 17 unanswered, 17 straight points for us half. So you go into halftime 17-7. No, you handed them 7. You feel good. We didn't feel great about how we played, like you said. We didn't feel bad. It wasn't like we played all. Obviously, we scored 17 straight points. We had some chunk passes, obviously. And again, we always talk about that's the most important thing is getting those chunk plays. And then defensively shut them out the rest of the half and shut them out the rest of the game. After the first fumble score, the first 3 quarters, we outscored them 34-0. And then we put our 2s in and ran the clock out. And it was a really good, 31 and whatever it was, 31-0 the rest of the way. So second half defense turned up a couple more notches and kind of suffocated them. And offense, we were more physical on offense and we ran the ball way more efficiently in the second half. And whether just grinding it out on the one drive or getting the big chunk run on the other drive. So good performance. The nice thing is we got a short week. Going into week 11, we're already beat up. We already got starters out, injured, not playing. Getting our backups in, getting our starters off the field for the last 15 minutes was really nice. Take some pounding off them, and then getting those young guys opportunities to play and compete. And I thought our second-team defense did a really nice job.
Yeah, they did indeed. And the offense, got out there. It was nice to see Gavin Roars back out on the football field after the injury that he has suffered, and he got a chance to play last night. All of the 2s got a chance to play last night. Have to talk about Keon Mosey, 196 yards, a new career high for him. He had a 74-yard touchdown run in the game, but we were talking before we went on the air here. He is one of those guys that has risen to the highest level or near the highest level. He has such a high ceiling, but the way he runs the ball, patient but not over patient, hits the hole when it's there. Just real impressive over these last, 5-6 games now that he's had over 100 yards.
Yeah, it's 6 of the last 7 and 5 straight for Mo. Probably going back to Travis Prentice days where we had same player, 5 straight 100-yard games. But during his career, has shown signs of this high end. Had the huge game against Northwestern, and we knew how talented Mo is. Opportunity this year to really become the guy, and he sees the opportunity, and he's really taking his game to a whole nother level, like you mentioned. He's been really patient. He's exploding through holes. When he gets on the back end with a little help of some receiver blocking, he's turning 8 to 10-yard runs into 50, 60, 70-yard runs. And we knew he had that explosive, and it's kind of all come together his senior year, and it's been great to see, and obviously we've needed it.
And you talked about it in the postgame. You mentioned it there, the willingness of a receiver to block downfield. Javon Tracy, a big block on that 75-yard touchdown run. But every time that ball is handed off, your guys are, hey, no problem, let's block it down.
Yeah, he had 2 big chunk runs. The first one, he patient, he bounced it. Andre Johnson sealed the safety on that one and pinned everybody inside, and then the ball got outside. Cam Perry had a good block on the first one. Then the second one you'll see, and we'll probably watch it, see Javon Tracy with a good block. So again, difference between the back and the old lineman have to get you the second level. Once you do that, now it's on the back with the help of the receivers. Without the help of the receivers, there's a bunch of DBs that's going to be a 10, 12-yard gain. But our receivers are willingness to block and turn those 10 to 12-yard gains. Then, whether it's Mo or whether it's KD or Dylan or even Brunson, who's got all big chunk runs, their ability to then go take something short and turn it into something big.
Let's take a look at the highlights of the first half. It didn't start well for Miami, as we talked about. They were faced 2nd and 22, deep in their own territory at their 13.
Unfortunately, we had a good play actually going here. We were trying to get the ball to third and manageable, which we would have. We got a nice gain, and then again, just got our ball security. Their corner does a good job of stripping it, and we put our defense in a bad situation right off the bat. And like we said, give Kent State a bunch of life that we didn't need to give them.
Yeah, give them a lot of credit as they went down and scored. But here the defense gets it back with 8:27 to go in the first. Matt Salopek gets the ball as it was batted up in the air by Brian Ugu.
Yeah, we always talk about key. They're getting ready to go up 10 or 14 to nothing right now.
Yeah.
And this, we always talk about those plays that really change the game, and this is the one. Ugu bats it. Salopek makes a play. The very next play, instead of 10 or 14 to nothing, it's 7-7.
Yeah.
Great job by Reggie. Concentration, getting ready to get hit. The guy thought he was going to play the ball, try to play the ball, not the man, and then taking it all the way for a big chunk play. So huge play by Ugu, sets this whole thing in motion and kind of turned the tide of the whole football game.
Yes, and again, this is the very next play after the interception, and you see the defenders swat at the ball but miss, and Reggie Virgil is untouched into the end zone. That was a 69-yard touchdown pass and ties the game up at 7. We go with 6:57 to go here in the first, and Brett finds Javon Tracy a short pass that makes some big yardage.
Yeah, same thing Javon does. Get the ball to him. You throw him a 5-yard pass, he gets you a 25-yard gain.
Yeah. Great catch by Javon and a move inside. You'll see it here, feeling the defender on the back, takes it inside as they overran the play and allowed him to get downfield and get close to field position. Miami would face a 4th and 3 on this drive, and after a timeout, again, it's Javon Tracy with a great catch and great throw by Gabbard.
Yeah, really good job. Good throw, good catch, good execution. Probably should have got 15 more there for whipping them, but we did not get that.
Didn't get it. You'll take a look there. So it brings up 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line of Kent State. And this is going to help a big part of it because a 5-yard gain up the middle for Keon Mosey, one of his early runs, and he picks up 5, and that gets you in a really comfortable or a fairly comfortable field goal range for Dom Jobin. He'll set up from 45 yards and bangs it through for the Miami RedHawks, who take the lead and would never relinquish it. Kent State missed on a 41-yard try on their drive later on in the half, and Miami takes over at the 23, and Keon Mosey, this is a big run.
Yeah, great job by Dre, great job by Cam Parrish sealing, and again, patience by Mo, turns what could be a no gain, he bounces outside, and again, 2 great receiver blocks. We've talked about it over and over and over. That's how you get big chunk plays, and you're going to see it on the left here. Mo bounces it out. Well, you can't really see it on that angle, but the reason there's all that error out there is because of Dre and Cam Perry getting the job done.
Yeah, Andre Johnson with a great block on the end. 2 plays later, 2nd and 6 at the Kent State 34.
Yeah, good job reading the pressure, getting the ball in the seam. Then again, Javon's ability to run after a catch has been unbelievable. Him and Cade McDonald have been such weapons for us and getting more yardage than they probably should on certain plays.
17-7, the final score, and one more look at it here. Again, jumping for the catch, feeling the defender, running through the tackles, 2 tackles, and takes it into the end zone. Miami would lead at the break 17-7. We'll come back, talk about the second half, and ahead we will look at Northern Illinois, the next opponent for the Miami RedHawks. That's here on RedHawks Football Weekly.
Yeah.
Done with that pizza box, Krusty? Clean side gets recycled, greasy side gets trashed.
Make your recycling count. Rocky.
Located in the heart of Butler County and only 13 miles from Miami University, the Courtyard by Marriott in Hamilton is the ideal location when traveling to the Miami campus. With modern style and spacious guest rooms, journey to relaxation at the Courtyard Marriott, a proud partner of Miami Athletics. And welcome back to RedHawk Football Weekly. I'm Steve Baker, the voice of the RedHawks. Happy to have you with us here on the weekly show. Miami entertaining Northern Illinois on Tuesday night. That game has been set at 8 p.m. here at Yager Stadium against the Huskies of Northern Illinois. That game will be on ESPN. Encourage you to come out. The weather forecast at this point isn't being very cooperative, but get out here. This is a huge game coming up. But right now, we're talking about the 34-7 win over Kent State on Wednesday night in Oxford. And, I know you love to run the football, be able to run the football, and you came out in that second half. Really, the guys just did a great job. You pressed upon them the need to pick up the intensity, both sides of the ball. They did that. And defensively, you go out, shut them down in 3, you get the ball back, and immediately start to run the ball, which runs the clock, and you get big results from it.
Yeah, no, really good. We talked about, just again, we felt like we played good in the first half, but we weren't pleased with everything as far as aggressiveness on both sides of the ball and physicality. And then defense suffocated them, a quick 3 and out. And then, again, we had one bubble screen on the drive. We basically ran the ball 6, 7, 8 times all the way down the field. Mo had some good runs, and then we threw KD in late just to keep Mo fresh. And KD finished off the drive for us and scored. And our O-line just, again, everywhere. O-line, tight ends, running backs, everybody was more physical in the second half. Then we get a couple more stops, and then we get the big Mo run, and then we get the subs in. So it was just what we talked about. We wanted to do at halftime. Let's put this thing away in the third quarter, and let's not keep this thing going. Let's put our foot down, and the guys did a great job.
Yeah, they did indeed. As we take a look at the second half highlights here, it begins Kent State on their very first drive, and again, they go 3 and out, and Corey Settle ran the quarterback out of bounds and ran him all the way across the field to do it to begin things.
Yeah, 3rd and 10, 3rd and long, one-dimensional. Guys can pin their ears back and get a really good coverage, taking away their first throw. Good secondary rush. Corey keeps coming, and force them into 4th and 15. Again, setting up a decent field position right off the bat, but good start to the second half.
Yeah, short punt gives the Miami the ball at their own 40, and we go to the run. Keon Mosey on first down, up the middle for 8.
Yeah, good job. Nice job, push. And then Mo hitting it north and south. Good tackle by their nickel, but a nice 8-yard gain.
2nd and 2, Keon up the middle again. This time he picks up 9, bounces off a tackler.
Yeah, really good patience. Good job up front, but patient, weaving his way through. And again, just kind of getting the run game going like we wanted to.
Kent State 31, 2nd down and 8. Kevin Davis into the game. Again, just a great run by KD. He picks up 13.
Yeah, fantastic run. They actually had a good blitz on. We ran into the blitz, but Kevin made the blitzer miss, and then made another guy miss, and made another guy miss. Fantastic run by KD.
Sets up a first down, and again, Kevin Davis up the middle, making guys miss and picking up 12, setting you up 1st and goal.
Yeah, really good job. And again, great push up front. We're just creating a lot of air for our back to go. And again, then we ran the ball in again here and again. Great push up front, and Kevin walks in from 5 yards out.
Yeah, nice kick out block there, and untouched into the end zone for Kevin Davis. And Miami would lead 24-7. Watch this kick out here. Takes the defender out, and it's an open hole for Kevin Davis. 24-7 at that point. Late in the third, Miami starts at their 25. It's 2nd down and 9 for Keon Mosey.
Yep, really good job up front again. Really good patience by Mo, and then again, back end guys blocking. Javon Tracy with a great block, and then Mo does the rest with his speed. And again, exactly what the doctor ordered. We've scored 31 straight points in 3 quarters, and now we can get the backups in and get them some experience and keep our starters a little fresher for this last couple.
It was interesting. Terry Bridge and I were talking about the starters coming out at the end of the third, and this comes late in the third with only 13 seconds left, and I think Keon may have heard us talking about it and takes it for 75. Early in the fourth, defense comes up with their 2nd turnover.
Yeah, great job, Ty Wise. Up and under on the rush, and then getting the strip sack. Key getting the ball out, not just getting the sack, but getting the ball out. And Adam Trickfon, see Ty right here coming underneath, and then he goes and knocks the ball out. Great job, Adam Trick, getting on it, and nice job. Our twos get the ball in a pretty good field position starting off.
Yeah, great field position, and Miami has the ball with 14:45 to play. And Dylan Downing will get an opportunity. He had several opportunities, but a little hesitation, then right up the middle for 13.
Yeah, great job. Makes a guy miss in the backfield, and then he plows through, and Dylan ran really well. As you see right here, this should be a TFL. Dylan makes the guy miss, and then he hits it north and south and finishes the run. Great job by him.
Yeah, just throws the defender to the ground. That'll set up Dom Jobin for his 2nd field goal of the game. He had missed one earlier from 49, but he hits this one from 25 yards, and that'll bring us to our final score at 34-7. Miami with the victory over Kent State, and with that victory, of course, moves to 6-4, 5-1 in Mid-American Conference play. And Coach, you were asked about, who's been surprising this season, and it's tough to say who is surprising because I know what you expect from those guys, but you mentioned some of the guys on defense, and Adam Trick, who got the fumble recovery, was one of those guys. And you see guys, and Keon Mosey and Javon Tracy, you can go down the list of these guys that were backups a year ago, but just have found their role on this team and really expanded on it.
Yeah, no, we got a nice nucleus of returning guys, but we also lost some guys to graduation. We also lost some guys, that transferred out there were high-end players, as we know. But then, like I said, those are opportunities, whether it be Dom Zobin, right? And we know Dom's been a good punter,
exactly.
but Dom stepped up and made 21 out of 24 field goals. And Kellen McLaughlin stepped up and done an amazing job on our kickoffs. Talk about offensively, Mosey and Javon Tracy and Cade McDonald and Reggie Virgil, all guys that have had expanded roles. Kevin Davis has had a little expanded role. So all guys that we needed, we knew we were confident that they could do it, but they still got to go do it when the lights go on. And then defensively, the Eli Blakeys and the Cy Walters, and Oscar McWoods and the Corbin Hondrews, and then Savio as a transfer, and Nasir Washington stepping up, and Adam Trick stepping up, and then a multitude of corners have stepped up. So again, and we've grown as the year gone on. Part of the reason we're playing a lot better football, a lot of those guys didn't have a lot of experience early in the year, and they were still figuring it out, and guys like Eli Blakey, who's playing solid football early in the year, but now he's playing way better than solid football. His game keeps growing and growing and growing, and he's making more and more plays, and he was going from just kind of being a small piece of it to 18 tackles one day, as those guys have grown, our coaches, we're a developmental program. We believe in the development of these guys, and our coaches have done a good job. Even within the season, if you look at some of our players from week 1 to week 10, how much they just improved this year, it's amazing. And that's the strength of having a really strong coaching staff.
Yeah, to emphasize the point defensively, Eli Blakey second in tackles, Cy Walters third in tackles, Corbin Hondrew fourth in tackles. You go down the list, just a couple of names, and you see Adam Trick with 27 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks. And, again, the level that these guys are playing at is phenomenal, which you're going to need this week against Northern Illinois. We'll come back and talk about the Huskies and the big matchup coming up Tuesday night at Yager Stadium in just one moment.
Hey RedHawk fans, Miami is proud to partner with Rumpke Waste and Recycling to keep our campus clean and green. Make sure you recycle your bottles and cans at all Miami games. And make sure you are recycling everything you can at home. Visit rumpke.com.
And welcome back into RedHawks Football Weekly, our final segment for this week. Miami again hosting Northern Illinois Tuesday night at 8 o'clock in a huge Maction game. As the RedHawks look to repeat as champions. Still a couple of games ready to go here against Northern and Bowling Green, but a lot of football to be played. Huskies come in at 6-4. They are 3-3 though in Mid-American Conference play. Head coach Chuck Martin, and this team, while how they do it is different, what they do is very much like Miami. Great defense. And one of the best offensive lines in the Mid-American Conference. They love to run the football. When they beat Notre Dame, absolutely executed flawlessly offensively and defensively, never let Notre Dame out of the box. And the only team to beat the Irish this year, that's the kind of team that is coming in here on Tuesday night.
Yeah, only team to beat Notre Dame, like you mentioned, and Bowling Green has one loss in the league, and they're the only team to beat Bowling Green. Yeah. And we know what kind of talented team Bowling Green has coming in. And coming in the year, they were one of the Northerns, the Bowling Greens, the OUs, the Toledos, the Miamis, were all the teams everybody were talking about would be the top 5 teams, and it's kind of bared out that those are the top 5 teams. So there's other teams that are playing good. Western Michigan and Buffalo playing good right in the mix too. But we knew going in those are talented teams. They play phenomenal defense. They suffocate Notre Dame. They give up no yards rushing. No one runs the football on Northern Illinois. They're really, really talented on the back end. They play a lot of man, but they do mix in their coverages. But they play man and get after you and pressure on third down. Then they also drop and play zone. They really do a good job of mixing up. hard to go attack because they don't just give you one look, they give you a lot of looks, but they're very aggressive, really talented on defense. Their 2 interior D linemen are as good as anybody in this league. They're better than anybody in this league, to be honest with you. They're so disruptive, and the amount of pressures and tackles for loss they have is crazy for inside guys. And then offensively, Coach Hammock was a fantastic running back in his day back at Northern, and he's been a running backs coach before he's a head coach. And one, they can recruit running backs because they're going to run the ball, and they've got a really good O-line, like you mentioned. They have good skill guys outside that they do take advantage. They do their shot passes, they do their trick plays, a really good trick play. They throw a reverse pass again. They're always much like Ball State. Always have a trick play or two ready to run, so we'll be preparing for a bunch of different trick plays for sure. But the biggest thing on offense, they hammer the football. And they know how to run the football, and they got a bunch of great backs, and they've run the football ever since Coach Hammock's been there, and he's obviously done a fantastic job since he's been here. So this will be a knockdown, drag-out. Again, I don't know Coach Hammock that well. When I watch his team plays, I like how his team plays. They're going to run the ball, they're going to play defense, they're going to be fundamentally sound. They're not super exotic, but they're going to pound you, and they're going to play defense and play field position, and throw a few trick plays at you. So his teams have always been fun to watch, and they're no fun to play, but it'll be an awesome challenge for us.
It is interesting because you mentioned the trick plays, and they do some passing, but much like Ball State in my mind, teams that do that, what they want to do. They want to run the football, but they keep you guessing. And that makes the running game, I think, more effective because it's a trick play coming or a pass or whatever, but it does keep defenses guessing.
Yeah, and they do a great job with their play action game off their runs, like you mentioned. And then they mix in those trick plays, and they take shot pass like any run team. They're going to throw the ball down the field and take their shots. But more so the play actions off the run is when you run the ball as good as them, your play action game is always going to be good. So they do a good job. Again, they're shoulda, woulda, coulda. They've had a couple of gut-wrenching loss to Ball State, overtime loss at Buffalo, really close loss at Toledo. They could easily be undefeated and legitimately be undefeated. So they're a really good team. And it'll be a knockdown, drag-out.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Again, Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. Last couple of games played in the wind and the rain, and I was looking at the advanced forecast for Tuesday, and about a 60% chance of rain. You guys ought to be used to it.
Yeah, no, it's it rained even harder last night against Ball State, so we were pretty wet. So if it does rain, it rains. It's November. We'll take it. At least it's been warm. It hasn't been cold and rain. So. It is what it is at this point in the year. November, you're not going to get great weather.
You're lucky it's not snowing or blizzard, right?
We're complaining about it. We played games in November, it was 15 degrees. So
exactly.
I'll probably take 60 and raining over 15. I don't know. You're going to get some weather. So
I think I would too, Coach. A real quick question, injury-wise, Cade McDonald, Rayon Strader were out this week. How are they looking going into this week?
Yeah, they're definitely, would say, questionable, but we're optimistic we can get them there. They're trending in the right direction. We got a short week. I wish we'd have a short week, but they're long-term, they're fine. There's nothing long-term injuries, so they're not out for the year or nothing. We hopefully get them both back this week. If not, I think you're definitely getting back in 2 weeks. It's going to be close this week. We'll see how the week progresses.
Coach, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Head coach Chuck Martin joining us, and that'll do it for this week on RedHawk Football Weekly. Again, Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. Come out to Yager Stadium for a huge Mid-American Conference MACtion matchup with the Northern Illinois Huskies. Terry Bridge and I will be on the air with the call on the Miami Sports Network beginning at 7 p.m. The game is televised nationally on ESPN as well. Until Tuesday night, for Coach Martin, I'm Steve Baker, the voice of the RedHawks. Thanks for watching. Love and honor, everyone.